Today na the 18th day of May 2022. It's another day na the Republic. It's another day na the big yard. Today, na fuel. We don dey scarce na salon. Now you want for can talk about. Just the other day, we been there na ya. Usai Ministry of Finance tell Ministry of Trade say they want the way they buy fuel boku na the country. The companies them, the factories them, the mining companies them. It look like say them for begin buy for themselves. If they want, then go order directly. If they want, then pass through the companies then at Sierra Leone where they order fuel for come inside salon. Whatever they do, let them just know say if na inside salon they want to do business. Waiting they agree for pay in foreign currency should be paid in Sierra Leone. You hear what I say? We don't do now. Waiting they agree. If they want for buy in bulk, let them talk to the company there, but let them know say na inside salon they for do business and then for pay that one day na the company account in foreign currency inside salon. We do the program. Maybe talk say with mining companies, I have no problem with that. That's what I be say with mining companies. But the one when maybe question now the big companies them na salon where they do business in waiting in Leone inside the country. How they go able access foreign exchange? If you remember, now then they may be saying I talk say even if the government get a scheme, also I say Bank of Salon, okay, then people like them big companies there, then go get a leeway for them where they go able for acquire foreign exchange and all these things. As we speak now, they don't begin to line for fuel. So na something na Ministry of Finance BC, where they watch, they say, then they consume beaucoup. Let we pull and come off first na road bar. Let be say, they know they go. But wait till they tell they say because the mining company there, then they go keep fuel. And then they be telling Ministry of Finance. Salon. I don't know if it's against the law for make an institution, a government tune, come and can talk to. Maybe they're against the law. So it asks for them for talk to. But some of we go there for put the dots then together. The dots them. Let's put them together, yeah? Then they don't deal with and done. Now, we dey usai lights no dey. Some man get generator. Some man get motoka. I for go up and down. You go need for buy fuel. How for light you also lights no dey, you go need for buy fuel. If you business, you get thing we require you for use light, you go need for buy fuel. Of all the places now, fuel no dey. Some gas station them close. Not so inside the city no more. No. Explore with Triple aussi en Akono, aussi en Kamakwe, aussi en Kamabai. Yes? But the Petroleum Regulatory Authority, they don't pull a press release for we. At today them pull them. Let we waiting then say. Then say the availability of fuel products inside saloon. Today's time, the 19th of May, 2022. They say PRA, when at the Petroleum Regulatory Agency, don't observe, langa accuse them. Now some retail outlet, now some fuel station them. Now major cities for buy petrol or diesel. This now as a result of some delay along the supply chain, we don't affect the industry. And we don't take beaucoup action. We and the government for address this issue. What in and tell we are? They say that delay along the supply chain. They know, okay, now they go down first. Delay along the supply chain. But the industry, they don't take beaucoup action for address this situation. But the situation change. It begins small. And it gets worse as we go by. So if they not be take action, if I don't worse pass so, Okay. It obviously the crisis na Europe. Also, they continue for affect the supply of petroleum products all over the world. Crisis na Europe. For say, it affects the supply of petroleum products all over the world. However, the governments of Saloon and the oil importers them don't continue for ensure the availability of the product na Saloon. How? If I may ask. Available. Well, I make some man they sell from 10 to 1, he lock. You know, sell again till the next day so that they ration them. Okay. PRA then go look for clarify the following. Then go look for clarify the following. Let we understand this. 1. Then get enough petroleum product na the country. Papa God. You hear what I say? Enough petroleum products there na Saloon. So no need for stockpiling. Go buy and go keep. Or you where they sell, they ration and they keep. Because you know one sell all. Sell it not done. Government, they work closely with the oil marketing companies, when are the OMC, for ensure for say additional petroleum products, then go import them for avoid supply disruption. 1. You tell we say enough petroleum product in the country. Enough. When you go party, then tell you say it's the enough. Take no more take. Take how you want her. When you go beg salt, when you go beg sugar na your neighbor, you say I get enough, just take. But at the end of the day, you tell you back say they try for bring additional. Now for complement the enough way we get. Anyway, Let's go to 2. The highest monthly rise in pump price na the international oil market, they record them inside March 2022. Salon watch how the price go right up. But wetin dem do? Accordingly, then cut most of the fuel levies them for mitigate the impact on the citizens. March, they say they buy the IS. But they not subsidize o. But no more than do some cutting. Then do some adjustment for make the fuel left 15,000. So side and day, me, I've been buy 18,000 leons per liter. So man, even right now, so man they buy 18,000 leons per liter. But Pierre Wale will not say that 18,000 wouldn't be the rumor say, you know, say that as they make them 15,000, not to and then keep them back. Then they make rumor say the why is to 18,000, the why is I mean, they say Salon, we see them big rumors on thing. No say small good day. But they tell you now say them be do well, some kind see them for make the 18,000 no go more now we. Then they know it's an each day. So the government be kind side. Government will tell you not thinking. 3. 3. The current Russia-Ukraine war. It don't affect the supply. Big babarebe one. Babarebe one. It don't affect the supply. Because they say sanction D. So when I make the supply now, it don't mona. At the moment, they say an imbalanced supply and demand worldwide now they lead to the increase in price. And certain countries them, they then get shortages. You understand, eh? They say the war now Ukraine, the one between Russia and Ukraine, it don't affect the supply. One. We make at the moment, some countries then get enough. Some countries they not get enough. And this one make some man increase in price. Number 4. Since diesel is largely used na industries and for commercial purposes, people and where they use diesel na the country, then they go buy for full up outside and they keep storage for full up outside and they keep, and this one they make the price go up. However, the maximum pump price for petroleum products na Salon remain 15,000 throughout the country. As governments continue to monitor development in this particular industry, then they urge the oil operators them for make them prioritize delivery to the retailers them and make the retailers them make the product available to the public. Pierre, from black and white, and they ask this one, as the government continue to monitor the development, from black and white too, oil operators then and they urge them for make do ya Them prioritize for cargo fuel. Now the filling station them. So that the public go able for buy. But to not tell we say, una get enough. Then why we see two line? Why we see two line if una get enough? But inside this press release, una talk about the imbalance. Una talk about how government they try for bring more. But we see two line. True say talk me. You see fuel, petroleum product in Sierra Leone. Government no get control so. You can say Tripoli, why you talk am? Because whenever the dealers then want forget them way, I like the government nak stay at the end, the dealers then can always win. Government maybe now a way for make the dealers then get direct contact with the one the way they use large volume of petroleum products in the country. But again, sometimes they don't see them. They don't see say, well, they look like say, they want pull ammo per we. Who's how they eat? The one who they buy for we boku, they don't go tell let them go buy direct if they're able for buy direct. Then they use middleman again. So now, the oil marketers then they try for teach government a lesson. Because they feel say they are untouchable. I tell us, but it's still less than $2, yes? But na per liter, sir. Per liter. Not so per gallon, no. And in Sierra Leone, they say this back there, we don't talk about before. 5 liter, and they make 1 gallon. Not to 4 liter. You buy 4 liter, and you get 1 gallon. Okay. So sometimes na a way where they say let them go there, and the government don't say let them big one the way they give you beaucoup money, let them go make direct for themselves. They don't call this scheme now for control government. But government back, they find way for get dollar from them. I they say Alexena a game. You want to know why I make I say so? Alfonso Manley. He be in a radio democracy. He's saying they plead for NP. They plead for NP. Why they plead to government for NP? But they are fambulem. Let we listen.
Well, of course, you know, say the fuel sector, the petroleum sector is volatile. Thinking bit today, by the time they say the end of the day, don't change. Well, we also get different players than the OMCs. You get
OMCs now the oil marketing companies,
NP, you get APP, you get Leone Oil. You know, these are all different players. But recently, waiting to happen now, one try for talk to government. We the first of all commend President Bio for the concern with the shown at the sector.
Okay. I will let you pay attention a big, yeah? Pay attention to what they talk. Until you remember where the first lady be calling names them of fuel, the last fuel shortage will begin at the country. Where the first lady say NP, Leonco, they all like APC people and then get a notice. In case you want forget. At the end of the day, then you can't call Jesus and say Triple and APC and I made the talk so. But not to me tell the first lady for talker. And the first lady talk him. Let we see now, waiting Alfonso Manley, they try for plead for NP. Yeah?
And the one the way they invest in the sector back, we they commend them. But right now, as I tell you so, NP, National Petroleum, for out 20,000 metric tons of diesel, first in the history of Salone.
Okay. First in the history of Salone, we like that, we agree that. But they want for cow diesel. They want for cow with diesel. Mohamed Ba said then they buy 1 liter fuel 30,000 na both city. Okay. The one for MP one for can with diesel. Waiting they stop there. Let they knock out diesel.
They not get the dollar.
They don't get dollar. Because NP, not to dollar, then they sell with the country. You remember where be they talk first? Not to the way I said first. So now oil company. NP when the National Petroleum now we get her. Now we own. They not get dollar. How them be they buy before? When they don't want they come to say they not get dollar. But why now then they complain say they not get dollar? What thing happen? Let me be remind you just now. You think say it get any link? For make MP now. They say they want buy you, but they not get dollar. How na be they buy before MP? How? Okay.
You don't begin see queue na the various station them. So they appeal.
You don't begin see queue na various station. PRA tell we just not say they get enough. MP say they want for order, but they not get dollar. PRA tell we say government and the oil marketing company then the NEPA works for bring more. Okay.
To government, to Bank of Salon, this is an emergency for make available dollar to NP with immediate effect.
So, how MP be they buy before? I still ask the question. When and now, MP they say they want go order but they not get dollar. Why dollar for loss per MP? Who they ask the question? No? Even though some man like they ask question.
Because within the consortium, when petrol shorting, diesel shorting, now they get it. Every phone they ring, everybody they call me, they talk. But again, the willingness of NP will commend them. For cow, that's huge amount. I mean, it's huge. So waiting government need for do for complemented with immediate effect and for make available dollar. Do you have the appeal to the government for make dollar available for NP?
It appeal to government for make dollar available to NP. We don't see long queues them. We don't see fuel station them. Some then they ration then sell from 9 to 11 then lock. They wait till the next day. So what is going on? I talk like I just don't say maybe. And because government say them big players they buy bokun, make them go order. And then fuel people there, then feel say they should not be controlled. So they can always find way for come back for bet the government because they know say fuel na saloon na political commodity. Even though it get to do with livelihood. Because it get to do with livelihood, people go soon twist and say, oh, now this regime, now this administration, now this and that. We know that. And anything will affect fuel, the price, it affect the livelihood of everybody in a salon. Because waiting do, something you buy 1,000, you go begin by 1,500. Even if you get the money for buying 1,500, trust me, waiting for be left now you and if na be 2,000 you be get, if na be 1,000 you buy, you go get 1,000. But if you watch fine, you go see say foreign exchange safe. Look one forget some small issue na the country. Then fuel now one can mix pan politics. But again, if MP blunt buy trade, they need to complain say they need dollar. Why they for complain now say they need dollar, they not get dollar. Somebody na be do where the first lady be say MP Leone na APC people and get her. Something na posi they ain't take and now say well, la fête for me party. I say something more. La fête for me party. Because some people in there, when they say others from above, some are not others they get from above. It just they feel say in they do something very relevant for FET back because if you don't hear certain person talk certain thing. So if NP they complain now for dollar, what went wrong? Them lot buy. What's happy now? Okay.
And this amount to the one car with huge.
Hey Alfonso, we know do you huge. We hear
20,000 metric tons. This is huge.
When I get side for keeper. Oh yes, we get. Anyway, we get.
So there na that na the appeal what they make for let diesel go in at the market.
Right. So as soon as they call on the government for let they allow NP forget dollar for car with that kind of huge amount of fuel day. When I may all engage the appropriate authority then before they count here.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, first of all, we all as consortium we talk to all parties. We're dealing with PRA, we're dealing with government, we're dealing with the OMCs them. Well, this not concern we not hide. Because for the past couple of days, NP they try to get this dollar, they not get it.
So for the past couple of days, NP they try to get dollar, they not get. Abdul King say Triple NP be they buy dollar in a bank. So tell the government make them order the bank for release the dollars. This is not politics. All right. The scarcity of the dollar is expected to be worse. And Said call. He said go worse no. He said because available dollar there right now for the politicians there. Who's politician don't get dollar? Left. Okay. Now left for give them bad name. Alfonso Mani say MP don't they try for get dollar. They not get. So then use them for can talk. NP. Not true. Say una they try for get dollar una not get. So then you wait, they can the Bank of Saloon. But what you find back we don't say where the bank governor no talk. He don't say. Where the bank governor no talk with all the thing they go on so, or I want give you shock you with the new currency. All right, now they go.
So this is why they raise the issue, and some of the issue how they raise PRA self go appreciate because this is a whole as civil society.
You say PRA go appreciate. This interview happened before today. PRA when them pull them press release. They not talk nothing but foreign exchange safe say in audio. PRA say them the government to the oil marketing companies them they all work together for bringing more fuel inside. I hope say nobody know the sideline NP. But for now, NP now the robots. Okay.
We know they work for them, but we work with them for partner. As here, so these are the critical issues you should expect from us dealing with the petroleum sector. So this one become a concern. If you know yesterday, say people don't go for diesel on certain side and get for strain, we know one only because the company willing for let diesel and let market say this is why they ask for the dollar.
So it claim say the company willing when a NP, but NP no get dollar. When me say, if you watch back, sometimes the amount where NP can ask for, this can boku. Now I make Alfonso Mali be the stress on the huge amount we go require huge dollar. I wish them be the ask and say, anyway, we'll continue.
And indeed, now government supposed to the BSL for the providing facility and for them.
I'm glad the way you know say government then suppose through Bank of Saloon for provide the dollar. True.
So we see say very, very urgent, very, very critical. This is what we'll take to the media for ensure say they get the dollar.
MP forget dollar. I've upgraded the dollar. Do ya NP $1? Okay.
But of course, don't make several calls to all parties, and they are willing. But again, the delay don't become a concern to it. This is why we don't count here.
Okay. So on this part here now, he said they don't make several calls. They're willing forgive the dollar, but delay the day. So now that they get in foot. Who that they get in foot slow, put fire under in foot slow, in foot slow, rest na gone fine. Eh? Now that. But you know, great talk safe.
Okay, because I just want to ask you the question, say, if this delay through this month here, whose bad effect it will show to the country?
Don't even say through this month, don't even say this week. It go very, very bad. And we don't want that one day. So this is why they bring her to the knowledge of President Bio. And possibly they listen the media.
It's a can do. Yes, the president just said, don't tell me saying they listen. They watch. Don't tell me. So now me come for Zomani say, yeah, see. President Biosa, for Zomani get news for you.
And you so much get concerned for the sector, right? If you watch, since we fear belong go 15,000, you're available every side. And for let this sort, they make proactive company now, then save the insurance, then get stock. But also Leone said they take go buy. But when you go buy now the fuel station, now Leone's will they buy. You understand?
Yeah, we understand. We know that one day.
So let them make available the dollar for their fuel day.
So who do not make available the dollar? Na Bank of Salon? Eh? Huh. You say, now I'm talking now. If they talk.
So this will bring out to the public that they are willing for buy diesel, but now Leone can get, they not get dollar.
How them land buy? Hey, boy, not to say na new business. Not today them begin order fuel. That's a new business. I don't today them begin order fuel. Hey, we all know that one day. But now the other part we say, yes, them willing for give, but then they direct for the delay. Who that they direct foot? Now the person wait for sign. Na mokofe, na kukuju muku, na waiting. Or then say the money where then they ask for it too much. Then not be say that money the way then can with. Where you watch them back, and be don't tag then say then a APC fuel station. So something na way and manner then go say they want buy how many metric tons of diesel. But na APC people now then go give them the money. So that then go able to get quick exchange rate through NP. Yeah, now that's people. I got it. I sabi to go talk. Na no men amu. Say this how they talk. Say the one. Let me say na huge amount. But inside there, kuku chumuku de back. So the one and they see na in the mass break say Say no. We forget so first lady be don't talk see NP na APC get her. So APC people now make they not get better money for handover to the new one they're waiting now, the 21-man committee. Because they don't take all the money, then go give NP. Let NP go na Bank of Salon. Say they want order 20 metric tons of diesel huge. When they know one day order. Now the history of Salon. But not to them. Now because waiting no, now APC money they want change to dollar. Okay.
So it is but urgent that government make availability of dollar. This is why we call the media, amend them for can brief them.
We want to tell Radio Democracy thinking. Because now through them make me and you able for a reader one day. Different scenarios that I don't give you inside this one NP and dollar issue. Sometimes all the scenario they were bill, none, not to him. But sometimes back, one day inside there, when I saw it be. But if NP, not a new filling station and salon, not to say a new company and salon, it is owned by us, or supposedly. Anyway. Then they spend dollar now for buy fuel. My question still remain. They not give them nothing. Or then they question the high volume. We then say they want order. But then they say no, then they this MPO just took inside it. PRA say we get enough fuel. But will they see long line them? Will they see long line them? Even though PRA tell you, so we'll get enough fuel. I talk am back just now. Say petroleum products na salon. With livelihood today, and it is a political commodity. So right now, when I look we get, but I make would they speak up. Would they speak up because it affect everybody. Imagine light noddy. Whose kind punishment this now? Then you able pronounce la buy fuel for putting a generator. Fuel noddy. For your office, things that make salon slow. And you just say in Switzerland, it costs equivalent to 26,000 Leones na per liter that one day or na per gallon, Eric. So why we foresee fuel? Okay, let me just use me on quick as an example now. We all know to go salon, we get budget. I know say AAA can go like say, you know, one turn back, not to so. Where I reach salon, 8,500 for fuel. You buy fuel for generator, you buy fuel for your car. 8,500. Okay, that's fine. From there, you go to 12,000 per liter. Okay. Which it be the cost you. Now, you don't add. Fine. Still they buy. Come out today. You go 15,000. I begin look and say, brother, imagine now almost 85% now they add so. So waiting I be they buy first, it cost me almost 2 times more now. I was like, okay, I think say them don't reach for common I do first. Them really don't reach for common first. La left ya. When you go, you dey plan yourself. Me, I dey talk about me when me go. Because the one the way they did, we they not get option. They not get option for come out. So you have to face it. I buy 18,000 per liter. Na gallon, diesel for generator, petrol for car. When you watch all how much you spend. I think that particular day I spent like almost $150 just for fuel. That's alone. Maybe they watch you reserve. You say now you go advise yourself, say, I'm not a politician here. Let left here first. Before I can begin saying, on a give me code ba. But on a more serious note, Sierra Leone. A judge said the 26,600 when say na per liter. Okay, 26,000 na per liter. But they know the 2 line. At Otoka say UK now 1.66p per liter. which is more expensive than that of the one within a saloon. But the cost of living in UK and the cost of living in a saloon, UK they now still get for buy and for go light generator. Past the one they get mobile home and where they live off grid or whatever. But in Sierra Leone, businesses get for buy. La bring can us friend. Lewe waiting it gets for me. Welcome on board us friend, you get the platform.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple for giving the platform. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers. And thanks to the source of the information we bring. This issue of price hike, I believe, say, an issue where the government they try for lose control areas they wouldn't be for don't control them. We all know say there is an issue in a global issue when they go it when we say geopolitical and between country and the Fed or other issues. Outside the petrol self they come on. The commodity or the one that we supply the highest amount of petroleum, get issues. But here lies the issue where we don't get issue in that macroeconomic control. So this macroeconomic performance that now the government or the authorities are out and they able to understand within the amount of goods and services that they run to the public. And most important one, now the general behavior of the prices, how the prices they behave towards the family or the consumer or how they go for go user, the one way they get now the final effect of that consumption is like transportation. Then the one way they move in goods, the one way they go buy them, they drive and so on. But it gets a chain work of this. You cannot to commodity where they plant you harvest. This is a commodity where they bring come from outside. But there's another issue where we don't decide where production they low. But if we look say the chain work, it affects in some way because of Ukraine. Then that one directly for tackle for question a little bit. It's true in some way, but in some way you get to look deep in how petroleum then is circulating at the world. The one then where the Ukraine fed when Russia they don't embargo, who know say that buy they don't really buy from them. That's one reason. Again, okay. They don't buy from them the certain amount what they need. But some countries they try to win themselves away from the petrol. But what in them they don't do, the trick what them play, they stop other country there for produce more oil. So that the oil, will get a price when they go challenge them. So then go produce more from that Baltic Sea. Now friend the Baltic they seriously when they go get that area, the main oil they come out. And they not see. But the not see they can share but the point here is them they don't they get at a big amount, then if you don't get supply chains and supply routes for other countries that they're able to supply and then get like the channel them or the pipeline, that's the word for petroleum. The pipeline for them country, Kerboku pipeline, different countries where they supply nearly 400 million euros, where they dollars that they sell for a day. Than are presently. But that's not the issue here. The issue of the greediness for stop United Arab Emirates for them to produce more. Because even before this Ukraine war, not only we don't affect pan, we don't talk about before even that first time. Then say let them not produce more. So they begin to cut down their production. That is the first thing. They love to reach their target again. So that then go supply at a bigger amount, but then they sell on slightly cheaper. So that then because when you sell more faster, even the profit is also where you go faster than how I go sell and there. So that was the trick they play. So now Arab Emirates get a petroleum really, but now with the one day when we don't get business with them, with the sell small. And then because of that again, then they control the price. But the price they fluctuate up and down, that's one thing. But that point they are not one say directly that because of Ukraine. Then war and after that this petrol in the chain work of it. So it is the prayer of with diligence or outside the supply because we've been again we own from Arab Emirates. That are this really recent petroleum. Some na from Senegal, some na think na from not for say where they say Senegal, like they go pull am, but these are trade partners and where they go buy and big sales. So you get certain ports where they come. So when I say if una get like you go buy the una come or una go up, it depends on who side the availability and how una they go. If na LP until they buy Senegal, they don't produce from here or let's say other company. So this is how the chain work they go. So that area they is slightly questionable. And then you come out to the area where you go look, say, the government now be don't feel for let them be subsidized because of reasons of IMF, conditionality when they put here and there. But yes, still, when they see other people preceding this and they try to do a kind of protecting the finance of that businessman there, where he be say, you now, as the authority, you dey look into that macroeconomic, that big scale business where you try to observe, because you are the rest. And the ref there between two sectors. In the ref now, you been there between the government their own policy, what they can call fiscal policies, and then you get back to the other one at the monetary policy. Because the role of the fiscal policy, you get a big area for stabilize, for make the business steady. That macroeconomic, then for able to look into them. So the law they own they put, like what in the law now they put so that the policy it affects now the macroeconomy. So because of that, you see that the behavior of the price it change. Because then now when if you don't control the behavior of that national economy, they through that pattern they will can see they put a ring fence, what I always call that they give them a certain amount so that the capital will then get the secure. So when they come back, they will get returns. So you might say you get them in another form of tax. It depends on the relationship where you get between them and the company. But when you allow the microeconomic, then are the business now are the individual, the other what they call actors, they get the consumer and the back who therefore can't take himself. Then he get a small farm. Then your own decision when you allow them for make them, and then you not come inside. So at the point that one day again, not to this one, the one who precede, who come before this wire, then that point they say, you say, well, we don't want to sell this price here, because there was a time when the people were the price again, because you allow them for make the decision, because you not being able to control the downturn, because that particular economic downturn, and that economic downturn, we will try for go down, we will not try for say, well now, let we look waiting the bank they're able to do towards this. So you stretch out now to the monetary policy. But if you be saying you, the government in policy then, where you be saying if you instruct the bank well for say, you get for do this, you get for do this, then the side way, the one way you they save for letting people they go buy that money they is not available because of the policy that we don't put, either because of holding of the dollar itself, where people they keep them either for some reason, where they either want to move across with that. For them go do either they call them money laundering, sell a bookkeeper. Because if you don't take a bulk of a certain amount of money which is meant to be invested, then you don't gradually change down to a bulk amount where for them be the baseline of we own forex. Then you don't take them because of political immunity. You don't move with them, and then when you move with them, remember it is not coming back because now you don't change. You don't physically take them. You carry and go, and then when you don't carry and go now, you then left a deficit and the monetary policy under the bank. So the bank, what in the bank will tell you, say, well, they get physical indiscipline. Now they unbug me all the time now. So these are the crimes we've been there, but at the advanced government, this is a straightforward thing. You have to approach things in the way where you know say because the outcome of each decision where them people that they make, it affects the consumer. Any decision where them people make it affect the consumer. Because when you see you as the dollar, you can get policy back with the monetary you get, but what have been affect the monetary and the policy, the fiscal? Because time been they will be no they've been discussed that one the time ago now been bring up about the wholesale of dollars. People they go buy a wholesale and they sell them back. They may get all those kind of deals. Certain people and they recommend them for a certain amount of dollars. Take some of them begin to pull them. So they get it rotate that period towards the tail end when the bank governor campus where he will make structure with the dollar boys them do and so on. We will go on and go on. But at the point of it, when the return of the central bank, where they're not able to deal with the security back, where they will give the other bank, you get the interest rates, then they get the problem. Yeah, you know, deal with the interest rate. You know know they try for secure. Then one day we even they say they import certain goods. So you see how the thing they knock on effect. See the dollar no good day. The dollar go shorten. Because when you blame say na hold them, they hold the fuel. Now for that the fuel no they do. That is might be one thing, but imagine say there were times where Boku industry they operate now that country they, but then they hold them. Actually, yes, it been there, but they're not been ever they say, oh, now the petrol, now they get this. So if that might be a reason, then what's in our own policy? Now in that macroeconomic policy, una as the big man, una grab the policy, una go check if una orange, but how much una they use for the week. So if una 1 month, una expect the next shipment they come, una go do I mean a kind of investigative way. I go know how many days barrel, petroleum or fuel or whatever they use from the petroleum products they buy. Coleman they use different product. So you therefore know that. But if you just grab abruptly when they don't make the decision and then you see from the decision from far, so it affect the farm. When that macroeconomic and some of the farms and then they decide. Then you get back the one they want, then they for sell them. Then you get the consumer. So that then they feel the pain. And that small micro area, they get the one they will get for sell. When they try for do a small help towards that business day. When they say they give a business one a microeconomic boost. But when they boost there, the money when they give them for boost for them, go do the business for help the government inside, it not go work because one, you don't put things them when are important commodities them, the consumer in your index for let you go buy. Because we're not going for column consumer price index because of the way. But a lot of put us in the basket where possibly they take for both na your host, whether buy a consumer in the price which you go put for like go buy towards that particular thing you have to use for go na host, or that man we want to go buy that petrol for like go make in Okada for get in daily living so that the passenger will move from one place. You see say it hinder them. So you know they look into all the index and when the index and very one day very under you get the dollar gets the other under, then you get the petroleum. So people will go okay, then they keep the price because of no sure of price of it. Then you see say that jack the man will be the take petrol transport 2,000 leons, it could begin to go to 3,000 or 4,000 leons. So it go to double figures instead of one figure, now double figure or double digit inflation. And when that figure they see say you not get a breakdown so that you go able for protect that core retail banking. And that retail banking now in the area where you have for tackle. When you tackle the retail banking and not this way the dollar they go on. One for buy them, they have for buy them. Go in a bank, go give them money, they let them give the dollar. Not that people are not getting. So this is how you get for deal with a particular thing. You as a leader, you now as leaders, then the business partners they now, then the one them back where they involve for say, oh, we see what price they go, but to then things they will get for do because you get forget policies in place, they get you call them price control, but the price control it don't they flop for years now that country they, I no go want go to that side there. I will just want for less or no more for see that one day it not work. But these are all the things when you get for look with governments get for deal with. They not get for say because of enough fuel, now because of this, then get for approach and say now because of the economic problem we don't deal with. So that one thing I hope see God will able to help, let them be able to deal with because fuel and petroleum is not good for any economic economic it cause a lot of hiccups, a downturn of the inflation rate it go and then there's a lot of economic downturn. So I hope see things then will work out, wherein then we'll look at the behavior of the prices and look at the people and salary within the earn, so that then go able stagnate price for meet up within the earn, so that the income in the house will reach with within they spend, and that farmer they and poor in that village they goods they not go spoil, we go get things for sell because of transportation. And then the one day when they go buy them, they not go buy because then they change their taste. Something like casada, something like recipe and go buy. Something like other thing, therefore go begin they go buy. That man will put in own property for sale. They not go buy them because the man when at the house, he don't spend so much for other things. Still what you need, he just for change in taste. So all this they affect the circulation of everything around. So you see people and they just move up and down with mindsets of a kind of depressive mindset. But sometimes people and just they carry on because they can always say people in a bubble pain, but then they go with the bubble pain style for Sierra Leonean. Then they go with the bubble pain style with a resilience for say we get resilience for turnaround as long as they put things in place. Thank you very much for giving the platform. Let God help leaders and everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, whose friend.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I want to say thanks to whose friend for your submission. Okay, doctor, let we waiting get for we. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. You get the platform.
Yes, hi, good evening, everyone, and I hope see everybody did well. Good morning to many others. Thanks to you, thanks to us friend, and as well as to the listeners and the viewers them on Facebook for now, and the one that will get for listen after, and also to 98.1. For me, Mio is very brief because we come to the fuel crisis and the fuel price where the increase, day in, day out. I believe say if there's been a reason or there's a way them feel say the prices then go down, then get the fuel, then just need for make sure see the money they in dollars. Then let's see within the current administration we will for do for see how then go come in. But at one time I be don't listen to somebody waiting in this sector, the government really kind of increase the price at a very higher or faster pace than how they see the increase they affect all over, because it's not so just Sierra Leone they encounter this problem. We know it's a global problem currently given waiting they go on Eastern Europe, on between Russia and then Ukraine. We know that, and it's just unfortunate that some parts in Africa we get oil, ways them for let we get fuel. We know they tap into that for make we really try for be sustainable as a continent. Because depending on international market for see how the fuel they affect we, it affects individuals, then it affects the country as a whole, because we dey see people then they spend so much money for buy fuel. It dey make somebody wey been dey drive multiple times for go do shopping or even transport goods, them you go see now they know they do that more frequent, so then it will affect the food market. It affects wetin people then they do on the daily basis for go even sell something. It's very difficult. And then you dey talk about not only that, the cost of the food also will become very expensive, and then at the same time other things then they will be affected, because now somebody where they employ multiple individuals, them if you depend on fuel for make sure say it run in business, that job they it could probably reconsider how many people them it dey affect. So I believe say this now a very important something for look into, and with the hope say like then look into them, and then you read the call that was made for make them go understand say this not the problem right now. And sometimes to the issue where we dey face na Sierra Leone, which I'm sure we all can see, people that even where they're willing for pay for the fuel at certain price, they know they get fuel. Then they go steam up in a line for a very long time, and then they get fuel, right? And then you talk about the cost of fuel, because for me I just dey look at these last 2 years, how much we don't spend where it can to of fuel from the time, from 7,000 leons to 15,000 leons. I think say that's a lot of you know increase we don't happen over the last 2 years. So if we look at the math, I think increasing the price and feeling that some things and then at the country we need for happen, but the only way we will get the money or get the revenue for take care of those areas, then then you need for always increase the price, because fuel price go up internationally, because you want for make up for that gap there. I think not to the right call, because if always it increase the fuel price because you want forget certain percentage for take care of certain areas, then at the government or at the country, then it affect other areas them as well, because the people them if waiting and they eat, it will become very difficult for them. So I believe saying as something with them for look into maybe the percentage of the increase need for be reduced at this time, knowing that now a crisis will they affect all over the place. And then yes, we people then they compare the cost of fuel in Sierra Leone to the cost internationally. Like the United States now per gallon, we know that, and then currently we dey look at $4 and 39 cents, because that was the last one we me pay for fuel. Mutkawe, you plant fuel for maybe like around $49. Now you dey spend more, right? That's always the case. We understand that, but then most of the time people then can choose not for drive so much, then go rather do online shopping, like people then deliver to them. And then if that happen again, it's a whole huge process. But we know say we country, we know they in that side say, okay, we'll order online, then we'll bring an army doorstep. You need for commute, you need for go places, and then the other thing for some of we can run transportation, in the country, we dey see how much fuel we need for or how much money the drivers then can spend on fuel, just for make sure say then will get money, then will get income. So then now you dey see the cost is higher. And then at the same time, the person we get in property or in motorcar, they request for additional amount, because if the fuel price don't go up, then everything self for go up. So what they bring in, if you bring in something, maybe like I won't say the exact amount, but there will be an increase. Whatever increase this particular rate don't go, the owner self they ask say, in your master money for be higher. So then it affects the consumers, them, the individuals in the country. So I believe state government need to look into this and see how best then we will cut down on some expenditures them, or rates them, or taxes them on certain sector, and then probably divert them to something else at this current state, so that people can go able for, you go do their work, make sure say, things are not too difficult, especially when it comes to the basics them way it's needed. And then you need that, business for the run every day. People don't need to do that. But unfortunately, we dey see wetin they go on, people in the team up in a line for so long, because the Okada, the keke, the taxi driver or the bus drivers, they know they get fuel. So now then they charge you, maybe some places you go spend double, than which you plan to spend, So we dey hope for the best, because all them things they also they affect we as a country, it affect we as a nation, and we know say we not go put all the issues down on one end, in this particular light, we know say na a global crisis, and we hope see government look into it and see how they will come in and help the country for move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
That's now Dr. Isatu Kakejalo in your presentation today. We doctor say order online. Yeah, you they order food. I don't know for other thing them, but businesses them for do delivery. Gradually we don't they try we own. Eh? Well, make a come with Tony. Make we waiting in get for we straight from the motherland. Yes, Tony, you get the platform. Okay. Ayana Salon. We'll try back. We'll try back. Oh. Yes, you did live on here, sir.
Yeah, excuse me. Abraham, thanks for having me and Kushan Kabo family. Um, the issue of fuel scarcity in a salon, if you say that's something we for me, I think it's an artificial scarcity me they see. Because not that the gas station are not get fuel. Because I remember I go na total you are with by FSLG and they get fuel. That's the guys me to say who no need this. But luckily I know somebody I know I use it. Nice to say no, so I sell whatever quantity we want. So I take the advantage and fill me fuel. And somebody will me they be me again, they sell game because they don't see the non sell give me. And I work on a several station them. Like the eastern part, they actually they sell fuel. Because all them days even yesterday, last night, now Jewel buy. You understand? But the western parts now, I think because then they see the mad rush, and say then Keke and the Okada them. They not get that kind big tank where the fuel will serve them like for multiple days. Then I like them the more they run, the more they go for buy. So if you notice all the pictures the way they see mainly, most of them gas station na keke and bike na they full up there. And once they not block there, you not even give access to other cars them for let them go there. But I feel say the one way government for help the people then because you know that they get exchange rate difference for every time when they sell when then they go buy back, there's an increase in foreign exchange price. Okay, good. So they go get for spend more leos in converting for make them get the actual dollar where they need because of the inflation where they happen. That's small decimal inflation what they see, but it eats them financial statement because most of those difference, that exchange rate difference, now an expense to the business. You understand? And I feel say the only way or what to suggest the government can look into this right now for help them now for waiver tax for now, because I think even in the US, the Biden administration, they consider them or don't already implement that. The importers them for now, since we dey go through a global crisis, because this not to salon no more, they can take off the tax first. You understand? Because government they get taxes through other areas, them, other means, to other companies, them with the and everything. But because of fuel, there's no effect of fuel price. For every time there is an increase, you understand? It creates so much change in the distribution or even prices of goods and services, everything. Because like doctor likely mentioned, people where they run their business, most times people don't even get the actual get sales for the day. But they get for run on generator, they get for run on the lights really right now are on and off, on and off, on and off. You understand? So government for look into that particular way they way they go able for coming and sit with them because mind you, most of these companies them way we get not too much big players them. Even total they facing a more of an international global. For right now, Sierra Leone, they scale it down gradually. Now you dey see Leone oil is emerging. You dey see MP, of course, they gather more grounds and everything. But they're not like those giant players where you dey think say if they get big capital outlay wherein they able for stock enough quantity where go last for even for a whole quarter or for 6 months. This now how they sell, do not get that kind of buffer they way go able to serve if there is any crisis we go able to serve the market. So governments for coming. I'm not saying that sometimes where government don't suggest governments want come in and help them and everything, especially the distributors them and the dealers them, the one the way they sell. I think they can look into it. But again, for able for augment situation like this, for able for help people the way they suffer, because me they travel length and breadth at the command. I'm routine, they go at a low cam tongue, this that every day is like a daily routine. People still they suffer for transportation. And if you get a situation like this where feel they go up, them keke, them bike where they play a great role. Because mind you, keke and bike right now they play significant role in the economy, especially for salon. You understand? Because the movement of people there and there and everything, especially who get in kind of situations here right now. Government can able to invest in transportation. We've said this several times. Public transportation, even in Boston, you get certain routes that we Boston the past, they pay. The current mayor with the Michelle Wu. I mean, for because they not say this is a challenging time. It's not gonna be easy, but at least when the way they come in, they tell about money, the way they come, grants and they come, loans and they come and everything. Then they invest in transportation. Public transportation will able to alleviate a lot of these things. Because if you get public transportation, people the way they come out at early morning, you see picking away, not even able for sleep and study. Well, 5 o'clock they need at least if we look for transportation. You understand? Then early morning, they even tell me again, so you will see the mad rush and everything. Government need for invest strongly on public transportation. I mean, let the Minister of Transport copy from the Minister of Education. The Minister of Education is doing tremendously well. Look, when they sit MPSC, results are out already. People can need for, I just need people need for let them work. People need for make them do their job. You've been paid for make you think outside the box. You're not being paid for like get a rubber stamp or scenario or the same thing all the time. We can't keep doing the same thing all the time and expect a different results. It's high time you think, how can I help people? But most times they're in a private jeep, them black jeep, I don't understand the suffering. And some of these people have been there once. They've been on the other side. You understand? Because when you look at fear crisis right now, it can affect prices of goods. Because right now, people they speculate say the fuel they can go 19,000. Maybe actually the recommended price also about last net. You understand? But all those speculation, they create order in the ordering, they create this, they increase the price. You understand? Government go say this that the speculated prices when they for pay recommended price, say 5,000 for me to here. Because you when you dey rush for go, you don't see people that team up, you want go. You dey wait for recommended price? No, people that they pay exorbitant amount, people that they pay this. But if governments can come in, you understand? I don't say the fuel crisis right now, not that I mean uncontrollable something we they're not able for control, but they can able for make reform, they can able make adjustments. You understand? For able for cushion the burden because the burden lies on the ordinary people the way not get transport. Even we will get transport safe. If you not get the money for put fear now you tag all the time. No problem. Like me, I land down there for one, not even travel it. Why this salon? Salon are country where even where we not get Russia and Ukraine problem. You could drive now money, you see them they sell. Before you the office and say you see long queue, people they don't begin to line for fear. So I always make sure see, I always get after I need to pass after. As me fear long reach after at the top. As you don't reach after, right now when they fight for fear, so I get full tank. As they go after at the top. You understand? So I mean I see this mommy write something saying fear. I mean it's frustrating. We all understand the frustration. But at least this is high time where people they for bring ideas too much condemn. I mean, bring ideas. What you get? What are your suggestions? What governments could able for do for make we solve the problem, or what you go suggest to them business because these are business people as well. And we get for ensure a win-win situation. Government go for win, the people the way they sell get for win. We self win and the consumer the way they buy. And when they say we not get scraps, so everybody get for win. So this is high time where if we say this is to just for playing games. This is high time for fair solution how for able for resolve this issue. Now, me on take it, bro.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Tony then at the gun. So in our reporter right now. Even when maybe they alone, we feel like the problem before it can become really tense. Before we buy fuel now at alone. The buy fuel now at all. Now we gonna talk now the sea line. We not be the get line safe. One time I don't make much say about at all. The buy fuel. Pass I can the gas station don't lock. I'm like what? The next day I come out I go the a lock. And I so well no. Finally, the fuel scarcity don't reach Waterloo. But for NP for call for say. Right now, na dollar they want for buy fuel. Then PRA say they get enough fuel. That's alone. But they see line. So you know they add up. You know they add up at all. The phone line open now. If you want to be part of the program, if you're watching on Facebook, look. The green, white, and blue. Looking at the green, the numbers then for call, Dede, and Mohammed Conte. Please, any of their numbers, then they just contact you in our WhatsApp and send that number. Thank you very much. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and also the call from, please.
I'm Lawrence Fox. I call from London.
Yes, Lawrence, 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, I don't see any up but not so that they account for. I don't want quick. One of the variables is they not get dollar, and that's very serious. How you get dollar when they drive investors away from your economy? How you get dollar where you defect with your position? How you get dollar where you not get a stable economy when investors not the kind of your economy? These are some of the variables. They are very serious. How you get dollar where you get continuous blackouts? Investors not the cap. These are the variables. Because if you don't look at them variables and then you look at them very seriously, how you get dollar where they go lock the people that they sell, demand them, the private sector where they sell. You lock them, shop them. You enforce them for make them sell. How you want make them sell? These are the variables. How you get dollar where do they run later overtaxation? You they close companies. You see, no, these governments be too dandy, that government be too dandy. I go get dollar way, you they tell the MPC, the MP and APC. These are business people. These are all of them in them day. Because when you talk about, say, you want to get more dollar, it means that you get for create a conducive environment for investors for comfort and economy. Once the investors then the dollar then They don't need for going to the bank for get money. Or if they're going to the bank, the dollar they always did it. And one of the variables that for us. The number two, they don't stop for the country say Russia and China and this and that. Salon economy is not run by Russian oil. Salon level for buy Russian oil. We are the cheapest oil that we buy. Look at the first now we bring. So we oil chain not ever like a run out. We see that banned Russian oil. Russian oil not stop. It's still there. Then the producer. The West with the wants and they get out and they get them. So now the West they want Russian oil, not to saloon. So there is no way they can make it up with Russian oil. We get for manage the resources well. We are not managing our resources well. So much politics into it, they make them toxic. Yeah, like I don't get all the variables them first. If we get them variables, then they look at NP. They tell you say don't talk out. NP they tell you say, yeah, you go to a bank no get dollar. Hey, but what's kind of question? Why bank no forget dollar? Why MP not forget dollar? And these are all players in the fuel sector. And then if they don't look at them, say the fuel sector is very, very important. Like how you say, get for play with politics in the livelihood. If they play politics in the livelihood of the people of Sierra Leone, then they make life very difficult for the people. And then the government's wicked. That's how I go look at them all. People like other people in chance. Now, me under doing me evil.
Thank you very much, Lawrence.
You're welcome.
Yeah. PISA, them, government, and the oil marketing companies, then they try for being more fuel. The last paragraph, then they urge the one they wait for deliver, let them go deliver, then they urge the fuel station for make the people them get access to the fuel. Again, I did tell you just now, say the fuel, people them. They one day, they just think say they are uncontrollable. Waiting they can want. Governments go get for play by their own rules at the end of the day. I'll go give you some scenarios then just now. Yes, caller, I live on here. You name and say the call from, please.
It's not Ezekiel, the call from Oregon.
Yes, Ezekiel, 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you so much. I think Binosi price get for change. Therefore, gear up on gas. Salon, I think the liter for go to 20,000 or more. It's already bang up. Just like the way you begin analyze the president's speech, you begin for point amount. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. It'll be inside it. So then they always allow the private groups then for begin for ration and then come out with them price. And so you get what happen. The other thing, the banks then we about this dollar issues, then get big time issues. It mean that I've been deal with them. The exchange rate, the way I didn't do them, so it then forced me for engage into just MoneyGram, Western Union, or RIA. Because the bank where would they send the money? We're not the only pay now. The exchange rate then they go so deep into and then we know. Wait and tell me say you for open dollar accounts, you open the dollar accounts, you send the dollar naira and New York, again at the account. Instead of with the time where you go for your dollar, then give you at the rates where it did that particular day. Then they do them. So if you put dollar today, now that account today, then now that exchange rate then they go with now. If they collect them tomorrow, then they give you again tomorrow exchange rate, even though it didn't have the account. Hello? Okay, so even though you get you dollars now the account, then they give you the day where they go for Whirlpool and that rate where they do. Then they give you, if you don't put on there for a month, where they don't they use that, then they make business with them, then they make profits for now, no problem. The day we go collect them, that rate where then get them, they never give you them unless the rate is down. So let's say you give them dollar today, what we say that 12,500, and then tomorrow if you go and then the rate fall to 12,000, now 12,000 then they give you. But if the rate go to 13,000, then they give you 13,000. So as a result, I end up for Revere to just reverse back to just a MoneyGram, Western Union area. You know, so, and the other thing we need to understand, obviously, even if you buy foreign currency, you need to go on at the bank and they give you a right away. The bank get for order. So when you go, they make arrangements, then they tell you, say, okay, with the order, and then they go with that exchange rate, then pull out for you from your account, then go buy it now, and then they tell you, say, it will take 2-3 days for let it come. Even now, so then what they do, it's not there. It's not sit down at the bank, you go get until 80 days, then give you up. No, if you want euro, you come at the bank now, na US now, we order them for you. It take 2-3 days. Where the euro come, we give them. But the day where you come for order them, the rate we did it, now we give them, we order them. Because we have to buy right away that day. We get specific time. Where that time pass the next day. And we go with the rate the next day. You know, so let people know we understand, say, the banks, they not get dollars sitting there. You know, even if it did it, they're not going to give you right away. Then go do the same process. So, Lord, we know that. And then the other thing, the government not ever try for. There's certain things where you need your position. You know, go in a parliament and say, hey, this not so thing, the economy we want for arrest right now in this country. When a lot come together and come with a deal. This for make it so easy for you, even for campaign. Wait now something wait now for the people you go with an parliament for involve the people but not something where you want to for just your own good, but thing wait in general. If you go with a bill, this bill we account with for all we find way how we for make sure say food available at a reasonable cost in the country. Do you on a law come together? No, we see that. Whose opposition go say no, me I not like that idea. I don't want let race go down. I don't want let Maggie go down. I don't want let petrol go down. No, see which opposition go do that day. Now the people can go see. But then, this man not ever try to do that. Again, like what I be say, every time we talk, it's all about Bandera. It's all when it will bring the country together on a program winner for we all. If we think about that. Thank you so much, Triple. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just come with the scholar. Run to them. They can't live here. I'll call this caller. One and only Sierra Leone. Yes, caller, you did live on here. You get 3 minutes.
Yes, my name is Safika from Tennessee. Thank you for giving me the platform. The contribution I get today is very simple. It's one thing we forget to realize the big problem of this gas price or gas crisis in Sierra Leone because this thing happened like Ukraine and Russia, it affects the whole world. Everybody know that. But the most complaint we need to see, the most tragic thing where they happen na Sierra Leone because getting Guinea close to we, Liberia, all the African country them. But the 2 year the noise of the gas. Yes, then they go through. What will they go through? But why we? First question. The second thing, any political influence or any political action, any political activities, you get for take you time how you dey implement those actions to any society you want to provoke. First of all, where people they don't know, we think I'm broke, we whether we get dollars or not get dollars. Wetin they do so triple A na will they communicate? Will they communicate? You they communicate to us, we they communicate to you, others. We all they call so we not see each other yet, but we sabi each other name. Sometimes they dip and plain then call somebody name so familiar. Goes, oh now you been they call so. We don't connect together. We don't date together right now. We not sabi each other yet. The big mistake was and this whole Zakap and this dollar business. Now that new currency implementation bring all this. Why I say this? There's big business people in other country they wouldn't get dollars. They self within at this government, they get thousands of dollars. So if they just come around, say then they can't change the currency, there is no way where businessman they release in money. That tell you this today. Maybe me nonsense not make no sense for them. They say well then one and then uneducated people will not sabi nothing with it talk. But if they sit on body sit on a corner, I go see what they talk not true. How you they go come up from nowhere? Without the country not sit down together. That currency thing not to only one grain party problem. Now all the political parties problem. Now all the country people problem. Now me and you problem. What for Sido for arrange before the activities they get for take place. If it just going to take place overnight, do you think that businessman go release in dollar? Because you don't know how the new currency get for can change, whether they can change for the better or they can change for the worst. It not get for releasing money. So if people then they say they don't know who side the problem the government get for the government, waiting me they advise the government is let them. I know they condemn them. Me, we will tell them say, "Man, forget about that new currency for spending." But they get a great role for playing that new currency. Whether they bring better for salon or they bring trouble for salon. So now this make the dollars there. Every businessman, politician, this that they don't keep their money. They want to see who's good message where this new currency they can bring before everybody get for releasing money. This now get for una. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Sophie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. All right. Tell us, see. So if they feel people they want government for play by their own game, their rules, and government refuse, thereby now they don't cause this kind of artificial scarcity. What you think? You don't think say that one day na sabotage? The SLPP government for reinstate the subsidies on fuel and other commodities, or else the worst go they come. Isa manage na say so. Also IMF and World Bank don't pull subsidies. On this side and they put them back. Now they don't agree for that one day. Okay. I begin different scenario them. Just now. Where Alfonso Mani be the talk. But one particular one where I the talk say, what if the NFL people there, Pierre don't tell we say, FLD, but then they try for play them games as they can always do, so that they go get them way. Alright. Fuel come out from 8,500 to 12,000. Eh? At that time, enough for be done commodity. But an Entawapa government. Entawapa government and government push and go there. Then NFL can go up now at the world market. Now Entawapa back pan government. See them for increase the price. And government say, "Bo, what you don't do for una? That thing we don't increase to 12,000. Not for increase and say, but we don't increase and for let una out school. That thing in 18,000 and then be they look at 18,000. All happen inside this year. 18,000 and then be they look at. Government begin make direct food. And then say, okay. Now if you scarcity come. Pierre they tell you say enough fear day. Then for sell, enough fear day. And then come say the money where then they get. They ask for their own percentage where they want. Say government's not agree for give them. They even give it say this one to this time, fuel no good. If government will let them go fend Bowser, they will go take fuel for them. Because what they do, they know the commodity where fuel mean. Then go back and forth. Government get for make 15,000. They don't begin back. PIA they tell we say fuel day. Another deny say we not get issue with forex. Because if for make them can tell we about say the big players, they let them go buy directly, you know, say there's issue around forex. NP, well, how them be they buy trade, waiting happen now where they not get dollar, that's another one. But this is how we depend so. We get for see how we get for end. We get for see how we get for end. We see they don't begin and so. If another 18,000 then they quiz the government for pusher. At the end of the day, with me even where at this salon, where then take happen, I know Ebola. If na increase or na increase, let it be. Because we know you they go buy a more. Even when government they talk say they enough. My dear, we go now fair situation we to line then get some black market. You go pay more for her. So if na increase or increase, and then why not just increase her? Then we all move on. It is what it is. Now salon this. But we see they don't begin and so. And see na PRA first na can talk. On a lot put ways na gronia. You go hear back from them just no. Now na PRA can talk say fuel day, all thing they this and that. You go see where themselves go begin go na radio station, they make demands then just no. Say na something. How long we go dey pandandi? How long? For right now, salon? Okay. We dey watch. Like I said, I know they deny say not to dollar business or not to forex or. But this will happen so. Let's check. Find the oil marketing companies them. If they are not they. That's all. Now always for letting get them way. Because they don't quit so. We see now politics they can't say at the talk. Then the government back they surrender. Go there back tomorrow. At least we go there forget I'm nice. Not to this one. Even though people ain't get for calm. Even though people ain't get for count their own. But government need for step up. They really need for step up the game. They need for step up. Now watch we get no more. Go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Triple SA. Tata.